Hello, how are you? Happy summer to you always. And the people who live in the south, okay, happy winter for you. Okay, now, last time we talked about how many people speak what language, including as the native speakers as well as the second language speakers, or sometimes foreign language speakers. By the way, do you know the difference between the second language and the foreign language? Okay. For example, some countries like Australia or the United States of America, Canada, uh, or Brazil, okay, where there are so many immigrants. And their national language might be English or Portuguese. Yet there are so many people who use other languages as their native language. But since they immigrated into those new countries, they have to adapt their native language. Well, like Canada would be French or English. Of course, in Brazil, it is Portuguese. In the United States, Australia, New Zealand, okay, that's English, right? So those newcomers would have to adopt their official language, whether it's French, English, or even Portuguese, right? And so those language would be their second language. Now, foreign language is like many people in Japan or Italy, they study English, not as their second language, just because they don't live in English-speaking countries, right? But they study those foreign languages as their foreign language studies. So that's the difference between the second language and the foreign language. Yet these days, maybe last 25 years, since this century began, I guess, many people start using English more widely, deeply. Uh, so I think English is becoming more people's second language rather than foreign language. That's the exceptional position that the English language is in the world. Uh, some people also study, for example, Urdu language or Korean language or Chinese, Spanish. Um, if they are going to move to those countries, I mean, speaking Spanish speaking or Chinese speaking countries, of course, if they're studying or preparing uh, to live there, so they have to study Chinese or Portuguese or Spanish. But if they don't, okay, people study their foreign language, right? Well, however, today we are going to search how many, or I wouldn't say how many, or what countries use the English as their native language. Also include, maybe it is widely used or almost, which is widely spoken that you can consider as their first language. By a majority of the population in a particular country uses or speak. All right. Now, the top one, ranking number one, of course, English, no doubt about that. There are 57 countries. Let's say, try imagine where those countries are, whether they are in Asia, Africa, America, Oceania, or Europe. All right. Antigua. I'm sorry, that's two countries. Antigua and Barbuda. Sorry about that. Australia. The Bahamas. Barbados. Belize. Botswana. Cameroon. Canada. Dominica. Fiji. Gambia. Ghana. Grenada. Guyana. India. Ireland. Jamaica. Kenya. Kiribati. Lesotho. Liberia. Madagascar. Malawi. Malta. Marshall Island. Well, Marshall Islands. Therefore, sometimes you can say the Marshall Islands. Mauritius. Federated States of Micronesia. What a long name. Namibia. Nauru. Malaysia. New Zealand. Nigeria. Pakistan. Palau. Papua New Guinea. Philippines, or the Philippines. Rwanda. St. Kitts and Nevis, or maybe Nevis. St. Lucia. St. Vincent and the Grenadians. I'm sorry. Grenadine or Grenadines. My goodness. Let me do that again. St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Maybe they say Grenadines. Okay, whatever. Some of the Caribbean island names are kind of difficult too. Now, South Sudan. Sudan. Swaziland. Tanzania. Tonga. Trinidad and Tobago. Tuvalu. Uganda. The United Kingdom. The United States. Vanuatu. Zambia. Then Zimbabwe. So there are 57 countries. Well, next week, let's count the ranking second language, French-speaking countries, then followed by the third, Arabic, fourth, Spanish, fifth, Russian, then fifth, Portuguese. I'm sorry. Yes. All right. Take care of yourself and continue to stay healthy in this summer. Take care of yourself. Bye for now.